Happy Gleep Glorp to all my extraterrestrial friends out there. Whether you're tuning in from inside the Milky Way or beyond it, the projects I'm about to present to you are sure to turn heads and make you ask, what were these developers thinking? If there are any humans watching, I'll do my best to translate these experiences into something a little more digestible for your kind, but be warned, you may just not get it. From hostile worlds to beautiful ones, the weird, wonderful, bizarre, video games for aliens. Yes, this video is an excuse to talk about Panthalassa once again, among other things, because just look at it. After crash landing in an alien ocean and waking up in a new body, you've got to figure out who you are and what's going on. I'm talking poking around, pointing and clicking, puzzles, codes, strange entities, out-of-this-world machines and user interfaces, specimens, files, and something a little dark and creepy. Go play the demo on Steam now and join me as a fellow wishlister of Panthalassa. As we settle into this absurd list of games, I think it's only fair I prepare you with a taste of what's to come. Enter Blippo Plus, a live-action cable TV simulator broadcasted straight to your PC from the planet Blip. Surf through dozens of channels to catch up on your favorite soaps, test your interstellar knowledge with quiz shows, or unravel the galactic mystery of the missing astronauts in between episodes of Bushwalker, which is my favorite show. Safe to say, I've never experienced anything like Blippo Plus before, and I don't know if anyone will ever be brave enough to make something like it again. If you want a brief glimpse at life on another planet, this one's for you. It's pretty obvious that alien culture is a little bit different than Earth culture, and there's a lot of nuance to both that just doesn't make sense to outsiders. In Alien Casino, you can tour a recreation of one of Planet G97's specialties, casinos, featuring everything you would expect, from a poker game to the ball rolly number wheel. Wow, look at it spin. Everyone here is hanging out and having a good time, learning all about the ins and outs of human gambling culture. You can try some pizza for yourself at this lovely restaurant, have a tasty drink afterwards at the bar, and then move your exterior flesh rhythmically to human sounds. You'll never guess what non-copyright infringing song is playing in the background. Oh, and it looks like my ride is here. Got a blast. Alright, I have now arrived at an airport for aliens, currently run by dogs. Trying to make your way around the galaxy can be tough if you don't know the local dialect, but hey, if these dogs can learn the language, so can I. Or, you can just get lost in the terminals and pretend that being at the airport is your vacation. That's kind of fun, right? This isn't the only game by Strange Scaffold in this video, and it also might not even be the weirdest, and it's not even the only game about dogs, but it certainly has the longest title, by a few characters at least. An airport for aliens currently run by dogs. Now, once you make it to your destination, that is, if you ever find the right plane to board, there's a whole new language to learn. In Git-Ev, you're brand new to town, and the city is absolutely bustling with beings just going around doing their business. You may not know much in the way of their language yet, but your translation device helps you keep track of the words and phrases that you do pick up. It's got a small and vibrant open world to explore, some beautiful sights to see. Goes to show that cities are for everyone, even if you don't quite fit in yet. Fit in? Uh-oh, I think we've got an imposter in the building. The demo for Am I Nima is unsettling, to say the least. It's described on Steam as a psychological horror game where you must convince your mom that you really are her daughter. But are you really her daughter? Or are you some higher being that's taken over her body and has to figure out what's going on and how to save yourself before it's too late? Combine words together in your brain and use them to talk, get her to trust you, do your best to pass as human, and try to push past the feeling that something just isn't right. Listen man, it can be pretty tough out there in space, I get it. You against the universe. Better have a pretty tight grip on those bootstraps if you want any chance of surviving this mess. Or maybe just a little luck. A bit of an insight into what's up with the market. Space Warlord Baby Trading Simulator, anyone? Not really into betting on living beings' futures? How about Space Warlord Organ Trading Simulator? Just some of the parts, the good bits, the expensive bits. These are the other games by Strange Scaffold. The organ one's already out, and the baby one has a demo up that whooped me into another galaxy because I really am not a gambler. Buy low, sell high. Sounds easy, right? Sure, except you don't know what high really is until it drops all the way back down to zero and you're out of money. You can also pay some experts in the baby trading field to predict stuff about their life, like the age they'll die at, so you can sell your remaining shares before it's too late. Different planets have different economies, different things going on, everything the first game had, but bigger and better. I like the vibe, I like the premise, and these games really are alien to me because I have no idea how the stock market works. I thought I'd have a better shot with You Have a Cow, a free game about trying to make a cake for your friend's birthday, but in it I also got screwed during this seemingly never-ending quest to obtain a cow so I could use some of its milk for my damn cake. You keep getting thrown around from NPC to NPC, all asking you to go fetch something or talk to someone in order to trade them for the cow. Then by the time you do all that, they've already gone and given it to someone else. Slowly, this small village turns into a bustling metropolis as it's taken over by shareholders and money men, and at one point I found myself lost in this depressing tower of bureaucracy. Long story short, it's weird and doesn't quite feel like a game that was made for humans, you know? To follow those not-so-happy-go-lucky games, these next few are a little more whimsical and all about discovering new creatures and figuring out what their deal is. Formless Star is a nice start, giving you a general overview of what types of little guys you may encounter out there. As a field researcher for the Space Archives, your assignment is to travel to the Formless Star planet and gather data on the animals that live there. The game is completely free, by the way, and as soon as you touch down, you'll be stepping foot onto a brand new procedurally generated world just waiting for you to explore it. You can place down bridges to cross water, or just hack away at whatever's blocking your path. When you finally do come across an animal, you'll get to read a new data log entry all about them. Some of them even have powers that can be used to transport you across the island completely against your will. Now, if you'd like the chance to study some of these animals further, right down to their DNA even, here's Wobble Dogs, a 3D pet simulation where you raise your own personal hive of mutating dogs, physically simulated all the way down to their guts. Your first puppy will start off pretty normal, aside from being a weirdo. They can dig, fetch, play with the rest of the pack, but then as you start breeding them and picking out certain traits, you'll end up with a whole gaggle of dogs of different sizes and colors. Yes, they do emerge from cocoons, don't ask why. The dog breeder simulation room is pretty odd, to say the least. Plus, you can decorate all your rooms in real funky ways, just watching your pups play and hang out all day. Really curious to see what this developer comes up for with their next game. Some of the creatures you encounter, however, may not be as nice and playful as these dogs are. Triumvira kinda has dogs, these big greyhound dudes with large calves, and your goal in it is to take over the city and become the top pack leader in town. You can do this either by playing nicely or aggressively, but as they say, it's a dog-eat-dog world out there. Kind of a tough game to figure out at first. You get hungry pretty quickly, so you have to stock up on fruit and build your aura to gain power. Think Tokyo Jungle, but in space, doing what you gotta to survive and thrive. Swallow the Sea is even more hostile. You start off as a singular egg cell swimming around through a sea full of alien beings who all want to eat you. For a free 10-minute game, I died a lot more times than I'd like to admit, but Swallow the Sea comes nowhere close to the level of difficulty and frustration that Can of Wormholes reaches. Eventually I had to completely quit this one because I got to a point where I couldn't get through any of the levels without a walkthrough. I'm talking Baba Is You levels of puzzle torture, and this is quite possibly the most deceivingly simple Sokoban setup out there. I swear, every single level introduces some new mechanic that's been there the whole time, mind you, and mashes it together with everything else you were supposed to have learned up to that point. It's a lot to remember, and it all builds so fast my brain found it real hard to keep up with. Each level does have a pretty in-depth hint system that basically gives you a baby version of the level to try out, but even then I couldn't solve all of those. Truly a hostile alien experience. These last few games aren't necessarily hostile or friendly, just plain weird. Eternity Egg is a brand new and extremely ambitious platformer that just released into early access, very chaotic and with a pretty large moveset that could definitely use a tutorial level to explain. I've just barely scratched the surface here since I found the lack of any sort of control direction to be overwhelming, but we'll totally be coming back to it once it's further along in development because just look at this thing. Definitely more on the chill side, we have Fragrance Point, which is more about talking to the local spaceship inhabitants and less about bouncing off the walls. You can still cause a bit of mayhem though, don't worry. Fragrance Point is a digital paradise where you can do everything you want. Dress up, dance with aliens, and knock things over. Make new friends, embarrass yourself in front of everyone, and you might just find a way into the station's core. I'll be seeing you among the stars.